Hey, Scrapbook friends, it's Nicole, and welcome to week 56 of Theme Park Thursday. Today's layout is one that I originally thought was going to be a single page, but because of the way the rest of the next several pages in the album are, I needed to stretch and do 4 pictures on a double page layout. So this isn't something that I usually do. These are the only pictures I had. I also didn't have any embellishments or anything to go along with this. It's the Muppets. It used to be called Muppet Courtyard, and that's what I thought was going to be the name of this layout until I looked it up and found that that's not what it's called. But I did a fun technique with a knockout punch around as a border, and I mixed and matched papers from a couple of different paper packs and a couple of different paper buffets, or different years of paper. So stay tuned. This one took a little bit longer. I made a fairly big boo-boo and was very thankful that I had backup paper to be able to continue without having to just fix my mistake. So I hope you'll enjoy seeing how I put together this layout of Grand Avenue, aka the Muppet Courtyard at Disney's Hollywood Studios. So unfortunately, I think I'm gonna have to do another single page layout. And I feel like I've talked before about how mostly I do double page layouts, but for whatever reason in this album, I have lots of single page layouts. I could absolutely stretch this and do a double page layout with 4 pictures, but because I'm already into the second album and it looks like I'm gonna have to go into a third album, I'm feeling a little self-conscious about how many layouts I'm going to do. And I think it's not gonna work later on down the line. And I may need to, pull out my album planning chart again and see. Oh, I didn't write last week's down, which was, that was a half and half. It was Olaf and Vacation Fun. So actually, let me pull up my pictures. So I've got the Muppets. Tower of Terror is going to have to be, so that's a full page right there. Apparently I have 2 separate times because I have Tower of Terror in the rain and then I have Tower of Terror not in the rain. Then we have food. We ate. That's going to be a full page layout. So maybe I need to make this a full page, even though it only has 4. That's actually kind of freeing and a little bit scary to use 4, only 4 pictures on a double page layout, but it would give me the opportunity to do some fun things. I could do something like this. I kind of want this one with Tinkerbell to be at the end, though. I love this One of Us Together. I feel like I am drawn to the idea of keeping them in a line, but that's a little bit... I feel like I get stuck in that rut of keeping everything in a line. So I could do it like this. I could do it like that. And it's Muppets, but it's not really Muppet colors because it's just this statue of Miss Piggy. And this is over by Muppet Vision 3D, which I think is going away. I don't know when. I could do something like with corners. Have I done corners? I did those corners for my Savvy Scrapbookers Booyah video, but that's a different album. I may need to pull out, I hate to always pull out my computer to get some ideas. I want to be able to come up with ideas on my own. Heaven knows that my head is swimming with all sorts of ideas. What can I do with Muppets, Miss Piggy, Muppet Vision 3D? I wish I had some Muppet stickers or paper. We just don't, of course, have anything like that. Creative Memories doesn't have anything licensed, and I probably have some licensed stuff in my stash, but I don't know that I have anything Muppets licensed because, I don't really necessarily think about the Muppets as being a Disney property, even though they are. I think I want to put this in a mat and kind of make it the focal point. And I don't know, maybe I'll do it in a line, but maybe I'll try to do it staggered a little bit like this. So what can we do with the pig, with the Miss Piggy, the Muppets? What makes me think of the Muppets is a 3D It would be nice to use a border maker. I haven't used a border maker in a few weeks. What paper goes with the Muppets? I think last week I talked to you about how I have the pods, the pod inserts for, you know, theme park, Christmas, Halloween. I think I'll pull out my color pod and see what colors. I kind of want to do something with pink and green because of Piggy and Kermit. So I showed these to you last week, but here we go again. Here's my pod. This one is called Color Collections. And I've got, oh, some of these color combo packs. Fresh Fusion. That's really bright. I don't think that's what I want. Mix and Match, Rainbow Rush. Let's do Mix and Match. This is old paper. This is probably from 2017. But I think it's definitely got the green in here. This looks like a layout that I've already put together, actually. I only have one of them. Plus, I think that would be cheating if I use the same one. But that kind of gives me an idea to go on. Let's pull all of these out. Like I said, I mostly think I want to do the green and the pink. Do I have green? There's that same layout. I need to get that out of my way. I don't have a lot of the green left. Oh, it looks like I don't have any of the green. Mix and Match green. Well, that's kind of disappointing. We had it in like these pastel colors, and then we had it in the kind of the bold, like 2016 or something, and then we had it in the pastels, and I like the pastels better. I like this orange. I think the orange and the chevrons could work. I love the little polka dots too. That was my favorite pattern in all of these. And it was one of these where you had all the different colors, but the theme packs were very similar. I don't want to do flowers. Kind of like the stripe. Got a lot of the stripe. I've got the gingham. You know, I'm not much of a gingham girl, but maybe that's kind of Muppety. I'm disappointed that I don't have any green. So maybe I don't want to use Mix and Match. I think Blend and Bloom had green, but I don't know if I have any Blend and Bloom in here. Vivid Melodies had green. If I'd had green, if I had any more green than this one little piece that's already been used, I would have happily used that. But I need to remember that I have this partial layout already made. Looks like I was playing with the 12-inch decorative trimmer. Our dear little friend that's going away. Oh wait, look what this is. There's green. I don't think this was Mix and Match though. I think this was, aha. Was this Blend and Bloom? It might have been Blend and Bloom. Because I put that in this bin, not in a folder. Was it totally tonal? Nope. It must have been its own thing. Okay, so let's try and play with these because this has pink and green, which is what I wanted. And I do like this green with the polka dots. I think that's very Muppety, Disney-ish. And I've got several pieces of it. Apparently this was my least favorite of all of these papers. And these two look like they're a different shade of green than these. So maybe I'll pull these two out and use these as my background. The back is this little geometric shape, and then this front. I think we do that. And then apparently all I have left from these packets is this darn polka dot thing, or the back. This wasn't Blend and Bloom. What did I say it was? Oh my goodness, I used to be really good at this, remembering what the names of these packs were. So maybe it wouldn't be terrible if I used the same paper in 3 different colors. I only have one each of these two. mean, I don't usually do something like that. I don't usually combine, but I mean, there's kind of, I mean, it kind of makes it a little bit less, I don't know. But this purple one matches our shirts for sure. I could use, I really like this green for like the Muppets. But maybe I need to pull out the other one, the goodness gracious, whatever, the mix and match. This one that didn't have as much of the green that as I wanted, because I could use it. Uh-oh, these are stuck together. I could use this. No, I don't like that at all. I guess I could use a solid. I have this one, the little kind of ombre. This one with the polka dots, which is also that. I mean, it's okay to mix papers from different packs, right? Nobody's going to come after me. And I liked the orange with this. It's a lot, but the Muppets are kind of a lot. That background, let's see. I could put this kind of as a border around here. And I could do something with the orange, and then I could do this to matte that one photo that I like. I think I would need to double matte with some blue. What's on the back of that? No. It's a lot of patterns. This is more of a neutral. I just want to use up some of these old papers, you know, that I've had for a long time. This is kind of a periwinkle blue. I wonder if I have a solid cardstock that's more that color, that purple. Okay, I found this one. This is called Wildflower Purple. It looks very close to that same purple. It was from a paper buffet in 2019, I think. So I could put that, I would just cut the strips and do the border. I don't actually know that I like it. It's not quite purple enough though, is it? I want a little bit darker. This one's called Violet. And it's not exactly that same purple, but it's in that same purple family, and I think I like it better. It looks really blue on my screen, but it's really very purple in real life. There's blue next to it, but you'll just have to trust me. I think I might do that, something like that, around the edges. Maybe I'll even get two pieces and actually cut the background rather than sticking the strips down. Use this somehow. I don't like this guy who's in our picture photobombing us. I love it when the photographers like are aware of the people behind and do something about it. We've got a lighter blue on in here. What if I pull back that Wildflower Purple? Do like a stripe of that. I don't know. That's kind of too boring. But I don't really want the orange. I don't want yellow. I mean, this is kind of orange in the background there. Oh boy. This one's not quite coming together for me. I do like this paper. I think I'm pretty definite about the green. And maybe I'll just do this, and this. I could cut this piece in half and put the strips like that way across the middle. And then do a different contrasting matte here around this one. What color? Could do a darker green. Oh, but that was my problem, right? I didn't have many greens. I have this one, but it's not the same green at all. All right, so green cardstock, maybe. This is that Terra green that just came out this summer with the, or this fall with the Halloween stuff. Kind of like that, actually. This green, this pink, and this blue together. I might need to bring some more of that blue into here. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut some U-shaped frames out of this violet paper and then trim this down and put this as the background, and maybe the green. It's not quite the same, but I think it's close enough. Maybe a stripe of the green, and then this as my mat, with a bit of this around this picture on top of that. Okay, let's do that. And because these are 4x6 photos, these are true 4x6, and they're all pretty zoomed in, I'm not going to crop any of my photos. I'm going to keep them because I'm only doing 4. All right, let me pull out another piece of violet. And I still have the packaging in my stash, and it's from August of 2018 was the violet. All right, so we're going to cut the U-shaped frame, which I feel like I've done before, and maybe I need to do a separate video for this, but I don't know how much. I think I want at least a 1/2 inch, but I think that only means I only need 1 inch. I don't want a 1-inch frame. That's bigger than I want. Although it might be fun to do something. Oh, it might be fun to do something with like a knockout punch and then leave the frame around. Ooh, ooh. Okay, let me see what border maker cartridges I have. So I think I pulled out almost every knockout punch we've had from Creative Memories, and I don't know that any of these are going to work. This one might work, but it's a little frou-frou. This is too elegant. I really like this one, but I think it's too much. I love the bubbles, but I also think that's too much. It doesn't really go. This star one is not quite a knockout because it's an edge punch, but I kind of like the idea of the stars, except I think it's too busy. This is an older one. I think this was called Starry, and it's just a different star. Also knocks off an edge, so I'd have to put something behind it again. Got these little suns. I just think they're all kind of too much, which is too bad because I was really liking the idea of doing something on this border. And maybe the problem is I wouldn't want to go all the way to the corners. Maybe this one could work. And yes, I do have every single border maker cartridge since Creative Memories came back, and I think I have most of them, if not all of them, from before. So I think what I want to do is we're going to try this. And I hope I don't regret it. But I'm going to, before I cut my U-shaped frame, I'm going to punch. I do not know the name of this border punch. I do have a list, a master list somewhere, but I don't know where that is right this second. I could look it up. But what I'm going to do is I don't want to punch off the edge because I want to go around on 3 sides. So I'm going to skip the first mark and the last mark. All right, so I'm going to fold this out of the way, and we're just going to punch on 2, 3, 4, 5. And then let's see, I'll have to put something behind it, maybe some of that green. Or pink, maybe I need a pink back here. Oh, but then what goes in this corner? I'm not hating it, I'm not hating it. All right, so what we're gonna do now is turn this 90 degrees and put it back in the border maker guide. And again, we're going to skip the first one, but this time I'm going to go off the edge because this is going to be a 2-page layout. And this paper is very thick. Oh, just felt like it just slid. And I think it did. That doesn't look quite lined up right there. I don't know what happened, but I might need to stand up to do this one. All right. I think I do usually stand up to border maker. Okay, so now if we, and I definitely want to do pink behind, not the green. If we do something like this, and then we could do something in the corner. I think I like that. I think that's what we're going to do. So then I need to figure out how big this piece needs to be. It's a little bit harder with the 0 centering ruler because I have to just count. But there's 6, 9, 9.5 maybe? 9.5 by 10.5. That's a little bit short. 10 3/4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 3/4. Yep. And 6, 7, 8, 9, 9.5. Okay. So I want these to be, I want my lines to go in the same direction. I think I want them coming down. Nobody is going to care except me, of course, again, but so this direction I want to be 9.5. And 10 3/4. Okay. Okay. Yes. That I want to do, but now I want to cut the frame out. So this needs to be, I can do a 2-inch frame here. 2-inch frame. Okay, we're going to do a 2-inch U-shaped frame, which might be a C-shaped frame. I don't know. So I'm going to take this paper and put this on the 2-inch. And what I'm going to do with this, I'm going to start down here on the 10-inch line. So I can see that's right there, but I'm lining up the edge of my housing here on the 11. I'll go right off the edge. I'm going to flip it over. And I always like to cut, like I don't want to come down this way in case I go the wrong way. It's easier for me to start in the right spot and then go off the edge. And then here I'll come back to the 2. I'll start here and go right up to 3. There we go. So there's my little frame. Now I can use the rest of this violet paper for something else. I'm sorry that it really does look so blue on the screen. It's really quite purple. And I probably could cut this first and then punch, but I think it's going to work better if I punch first and then cut. So I'm going to do the exact same thing with the other side. I feel like I should be able to do something with all these little guys. I will look up the name of this border cartridge and I'll put it magically in words right here. So whatever words just showed up, that's the name of this border punch. Unless, of course, I totally forget to do that, in which case you guys can just laugh at me. All right, now we're going to do this again. Cut the U-shaped frame at 2 inches. You can go around just, you know, in order, but for me, it's just easier to cut the 2 sides first. And then I know I just have to cut between the lines. And when you're cutting, you can see right here, I can see the lines when I'm cutting, and it makes it a little bit easier to know where to stop and start. All right. And then I want to make sure with my other piece of green paper that the lines, ooh, maybe I want the lines to come in like that. I kind of don't think I do. I think I want them all in the same direction, which means that this needs to be the 9 3/4 side. And I always like to cut the piece, the shorter side first, because that way I end up with this piece that's a full 12 inches that I could use for something else. And then the shorter, the skinnier piece is the shorter piece. And 10.5. And I probably should have written those numbers down, but I think I'm remembering correctly. All right, so I'll save these guys. And now I want to pull out my 13 by 13 cutting mat. You know, I have this grid on my work surface, but I like this one because of the rulers. And this way I can just make sure that I have this where I want it. And I think I am going to do the adhesive on here. My friend Sherry Tilley has a YouTube channel, Scrapping with Sherry. She's been going through the 101 sketches book all year. It's been really fun to watch her, and she's from Alabama, and she has just the sweetest Alabama accent. I love listening to her talk, but she does it like this. I've always put my adhesive on this paper and then stuck this down, but I noticed that she does it this way, and so I'm okay. What do we do? 9.5. So it needs to be, there we go, 1 1/4 inches in from either side. There's 1 1/4 there, and oh, it's not quite. I must have cut a little bit off. All right, and then for this one, I am going to just use the first side to make the other side line up. Actually, I can put all this down without having it being aligned yet. I probably could have gotten away with a little bit smaller frame, which I would have been able to do on the outside, which is a little easier to cut, but I'd rather have a little extra breathing room here. Okay, so this is where I could decide if I wanted to do the line. You guys can't see, but it's got like this little line on it. If I wanted to have it come in and meet in the middle, but I think I want it to all go in the same direction. So I'll line these 2 pieces up. Nope. Well, turns out the way I cut it, it's, oh, interesting. Did I cut it wrong? I cut it wrong. What did I do? I did 9. I was supposed to do 10 3/4 and 9.5. I wonder if we can fix that. Darn it. By cutting off a 1/4 inch here. I cut it wrong. Darn it, darn it. But now I've got it the right width. It's just going to be a little short on one side. This piece is also now 1/4 inch short, or 1/4 inch long. I should probably cut these together. One of the things I love about scrapbooking is it's usually pretty easy to cover up your mistakes. Need to cut just a sliver off the long side. And maybe I need to find a way to match it. I don't know if I can. Look at that, this isn't even straight. What did I do? Huh. So there we've got that side. Maybe I need to just cut a whole new piece. Yeah, that one's very crooked. Okay, I wonder if I had another piece of that green. Ta-da! All right, we're gonna pretend that I didn't cut this piece wrong because I have no idea why I did it, but this is the one that's, well, these were the two that were the slightly different shade of green, darn it. Oh well. Okay, so now I wanna cut this to this is the one that's 9. Look at that. That one is not also cut to 9 3/4. I cut this one wrong. And this one's also crooked. All right. Where are we cutting both of these? And I don't ordinarily do this, but this time I have all this extra green paper. And I'm going to figure out why I cut wrong. Was it because I was cutting on top of other things? It might have been. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut them together. I could have like fixed this. I could have just made it work. Look, I've got 5 more extra pieces besides the 2 I already messed up. So I think I'm going to cut them together. And I'm going to measure again. And I think I'm even going to write it down so that I don't forget that I need this one to be 10 3/4. And this one must be 9 1/2. 6, 7, 8, 9 1/2. Yep. 9 1/2. All right, I'm going to make sure that my lines are going in the same direction. I'm still going to cut the 9 1/2 piece first. I have to put these on separate sides of my table so that because they have sticky on them. Make sure that my piece, my arm is out. I don't know what, 9 1/2. And I've got it straight along this edge. I'm not pressing it on this in case this guy moves. I've got it straight on this edge. 9 1/2. By 10 3/4. And now I'm going to get out my 13-inch mat again and see if this is straight. Because if not, I might need to do some remedial trimming. All right, this is the 1-inch side. It's 9 1/2. It's a little short, maybe, of 9 1/2 and 10 3/4. Okay, now that's straight. So That's a crisis averted. Mildly embarrassing because I'm doing this on YouTube. But yeah, I could have trimmed it down and made it work, but I don't know which edge was the straight edge, and it would have ended up being a lot smaller than I wanted it to be. So here we go again at 9.5. Got about that 1 1/4 inch, 1 1/4 inch, and now I know that my diagonal lines will all go in the same direction. Okay, so tell me, should I have snipped all this part out and just like gone back and pretended that none of this happened? Or is it okay for you guys to see when I mess up? I know what you're gonna say, so thank you. You guys are always so kind to me. Thanks for letting me be human. All right, we'll line up these two sides. And you can't always do that, you know, sometimes you don't have an extra paper and you've got to make it work a different way, but luckily I've got all this extra paper. Okay, so that's what we've got. So now I need something to go behind here, but maybe I'll do the pink first. Oh no, the green. We were gonna do the green. Do we want the green behind here? I feel like that's kind of too much green. If I'm gonna do this piece kind of across the middle, and I think I don't want it to go all the way across the middle. I think I want it to go, come in a little bit, like an inch. This is 9.5 inches wide. So if we do an inch on this side and 3 inches on this side, it'd be 4. 4 plus 5, that'll be 5 inches. Okay, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do 5 inches. I'm actually feeling really self-conscious now about messing up. Oh, I wanna take this off right here. I don't want it to come all the way, and I'm gonna do that same thing so that I can have the extra piece on the outside. Like 2 1/4 inches in. If I do 5, well, if I do 5 and 5, that'll leave me 2 inches. That'll be fine. I'm just going to do this 5 and 5. So this is my scrap, 2.5 or 2 inches, and then am I brave enough to cut 2 1/4? I just started to say I'm not going to cut them together, but I am going to cut them together. I'm going to be brave. All right, so here are my 2 green pieces. Which is maybe not great because this is now going to have to go off the edge. Maybe I'm going to have to cut this guy down, which I could. And then this one I want to cut, I think, to 5 by 7. That might be too big of a mat, actually. Well, I think I still want to do 4.5 would only be a 1/4 inch mat. So I still want 5 because that's going to give me a 1/2 inch mat. 5 by 7. I think what I did was I lined it up with this right here, and it wasn't straight. See how it's going off the edge right there? It wasn't quite straight. So line it up with this part and just use this for your measuring mark. Don't use that to be the straight edge. Use this section for the straight edge. So there's the 7. Okay. Oh, I was going to put a little bit of that purple under here. Just a hair. Kind of tie it together, wasn't I? Ooh, I could take these little pieces. Is that too much? Says Nicole. There's never too much for me. I kind of like that. Or maybe on here, on this green. I kind of like it on that green. Maybe we'll see what we do that. I haven't thrown them away yet. All right, we're gonna just do a little tiny hair of a mat out of this one. Not even 1/8 of an inch. And we'll use our photo trimmer. Because I feel like I have a better There we go. Just a tiny little hair. But I do think we need a little bit more of this periwinkle blue. It's called violet, but it's looking very periwinkle to me. But I think it matches with our shirts. And we've got the pink, we got the green from Miss Piggy. I think I am going to crop that one. Although I might have to crop both of these so that they can fit. I didn't think about that when I cut this off. But I think you get a little distracted by these people anyway. We're looking at the little Tinkerbell. I think we thought we were going to get something Muppety in our hand. You know, they do these, they call them magic shots, and they just tell you to hold out your hand and look surprised. And you never know what's going to show up. It was Tinkerbell, which really doesn't belong in Muppet. I don't know what it's called. Muppet Square. I don't know what they call it. At Muppet Vision 3D. Actually, that one's a little bit wider. I guess I could put this one here. And that one here, and then this one there. Except I really like having my focal point picture over on this side. Oh, and I want to leave space enough that I can put these. Oh, I want to put them on top, don't I? Yeah, I don't know. I think it needs to be on this side. But I don't want this one. That still works. No, I want this guy over here. I guess we'll just go up, or maybe I'll just scoot this way a little bit, and it will be wider on this side. Haha. It won't be, and I'll trim this one so it's a little bit narrower on this side. All right, do I do the border at the top? Do I do the border at the bottom? I think it's too close down here. I think maybe right along this edge will be fine. And I think I'm going to line this line up with the bottom of that line, which I guess I should stick this down. Put that on here. Get it as centered as I can. And then I'll put this, I'm going to center this on here. And then I'll do this like that. I don't know how I feel about that. Got a little smudge on here. That's too, I feel like that's too close to the edge. Maybe I'll do it like that. So it's just touching that frame. That works. That's not quite the inch that I wanted, but it'll work. And this lines up with that. I better put it on here. So that lines up with that. Okay. Yeah, I was off by 1/4 of an inch. So yeah, sometimes doing the cutting early. Maybe this might be called Muppet Courtyard. I'm gonna have to look that up. And so then this can be about 1 inch from the bottom here. That will work. And I'm going to butt this all the way up against the inside edge. A good way to cut myself by leaving that trimmer blade up. Little ABC sticker on there. Okay. And then this one, oh, how are we going to do this one then? Do we want this to be up and this to be centered? I want this to be centered. I think I want it to be up. Except then that makes this picture higher than that picture. It's not exactly what I wanted. How about that? Do we like that better? Instead of being the straight across. Sorry, I'm a little crooked. I kind of like it off-centered. Do I need to put this with purple around it? Maybe I do. But then do I need to put these with purple around them? Mat them all. I have enough of this interior cardstock that I could. Not the most efficient use of this cardstock. I'm going to be wasting a lot, but if I haven't used it since 2018, obviously it's not my favorite. Oh yeah, I think I like that better matted. But something's got to line up right here. So this needs to line up. And then these two will be lined up at the top. I think that's okay right there. Oh, but that is go down. Oh, send me ESP vibes, y'all. I think this is what I'm going to do. And I don't think I'm going to have to trim it because, I don't know, somehow it worked. And it's interesting because this is not the same green, but I think it's working. I tend to be pretty picky about color. You know, I have a good eye for color, so if colors clash, it usually bothers me a lot. So the fact that this is not bothering me is hopefully a good sign. I don't know about these, if these need a little mat around them. I think they do. I'm just going to mess this up a little bit. Because I cut it with the 12-inch trimmer, I can kind of see the direction that the cut went in. That's why I keep turning it over to get the other side. You know, it just has a little downward pressure in there. One of those things that will probably go away with time, and another thing that nobody will ever notice except for me. Uh-oh. Now that's not looking straight, and I don't know if it's because I didn't cut straight. Oh no, it's not on here straight. Ah, I bet this is straight. No. Apparently I'm having a bad cutting day. This one is not straight. Because I didn't really want to cut the photo. All right, there we go. That worked okay. I was talking to somebody, a week or so ago, about the way we like to put our pictures in the album. And one of the things that we talked about was when we have pictures of people that are looking in a certain direction, we like to have them looking into the page. I think it might have been somebody at one of my Craptoberfests. I'm sorry if it was you, and I don't remember who I was talking to, but we talked about just that as a design element that, you know, when you've got people that are looking, it's nicer to have them looking into the page than off the page. And I don't know like why that is, but I'm pretty sure that was something they taught us back in the high school yearbook days. You shouldn't have people looking off the page because then it takes your reader, your viewers, it makes them want to know what are they looking at off that page, and it draws their attention away. Okay. Yes, I like the mats. I like the little extra mats. Oops, I don't need that little string. Okay. Now, what do we want back here? Do we want some white? I think the white's too much. Do we want pink? Maybe. I think the pink kind of ties this back together. I don't think I want the green. All right, send me your ESPs. I think I'm going to do a cardstock. I like the pink. I think I need the pink to bring it all together. So what pink do I have that matches this? And this is why every time Creative Memories does a cardstock buffet, I buy a few packs of each of the colors because I'm a cardstock hoarder. All right, so here we go. This is called Taffy Pink. This is fuchsia. This is pink. And this is Taffy Pink. So that's a little annoying. Does it, I don't know. Maybe it's this one. Lipstick Pink. I think I should do this page because it has the pink on it. That feels too dark. I think it might be this one. It's about the same. That one's too light. No, it's this one. Taffy Pink. Wonder if I have any of that in the pack to find out what year that came out. Okay, not that old. May of 2021. Taffy Pink. We had one that was just called Taffy, and then this one that's called Taffy Pink. And I think I'm not going to, I could just do the U-shaped frame again, but I think I'm just going to cut some strips and stick them behind. And they need to be like 1 1/4 inches, I think. And I can I can actually get 6 1 1/2 inch strips out of this. I get more than that actually. So I'll just do 1 1/4, and that way I can do it on this side. I'll do 1 and make sure that it'll fit. Ah, yikes, I just bent that. This is a little fragile. Yeah, that's gonna work. Okay, 1 1/4, I need 6 of those. 1, 6. Now the 2 on the ends, I wanna cut off 1 1/4 and 1 1/4 would be 2 1/2 inches. All right, and I can't find my CM silicone mat, but I have this one that I cut from a silicone baking sheet, so it works just the same. I want to put it like right up along the edge, but I don't want to risk going over the edge, so I'm just going to, all right, that might, that didn't cover it right there on the side. Maybe I better do the end or the bottom pieces first. I think that's what I need to do. I probably should have done this before I stuck my photos on, actually, because I feel them catching on things. And it would have probably protected these guys from... I want to go right to the edge so that I reinforce that really skinny section. All right. And I think this design is supposed to be like this diamond. I think it's called something diamond. I have a, there's an advisor who has made a list of every single Creative Memories punch, border punch, and border maker cartridge from both companies. And I did recently go through. That's how I know I have them all. And so that's where I'm going to look. Okay, that's a little bit too long. I just don't want it to overlap and give me extra bulk right there. All right, I like that. I do like that with the pink. It looks better in real life. Here, this looks really bright blue, and it's not. It's not anywhere close to that bright blue, but it looks like it. We'll do the same thing. We'll do the long ones first. Okay, and then I think I'll check this to see if it's going to fit. Nope. There we go. Easier to cut it before I stick it down. So one of the things I do notice in my scrapbooks is that because all the pictures and a lot of the layering tends to go toward the middle, my the outside edges tend to be a little bit less thick than the middle. So this will actually help build up some of that outside edge to have this extra layer. Okay, now to finish it off. All right, I went ahead and found this printout that I have that has all the Border Maker cartridges. So let's see if I can find out what the name of this one. Diamond Scroll from October 2015. So if you would like to have this, this is posted. This was made by Ruthie Menninger, who's a Creative Memories advisor. But it is posted in my Nicole's Scrapbook Friends Facebook group. I'd love to have you join me there. If you are not a member there, you can email me through my website, NicoleScrapbooks.com. Use the contact me in the upper right, and I will try and get this to you. We have the Border Maker cartridges, including like some of the other brands, Our Memories for Life and Marvu Cheetah, which you had to modify a little bit. And then these are the regular border, circle, and frame punches and the shape punches. So they're all of these, and they're through July 2024. So it's not quite current, but you know, as she updates it, I do post it in my group when I remember to. Okay. That one's got a little tangled up. So here's our layout. Rub off a little of that excess repositionable adhesive. Do I want to use these little pieces? I thought it might be too much, but because these are pink, these almost don't, you almost can't tell that this is just the negative space from there. But I think it may be too much. It's just too much the same. I don't know. I feel like it needs something. I think it's, I don't know. I think it's too much. But I don't know that I can bear to throw these away. The trick is, will I actually ever use them for anything, or will I just save them for nothing and they'll just add to my clutter? So that's always a challenge. I think it's fine like this. But now we need to do, is it called Muppet Vision Courtyard? Let me do some quick Googling and I'll be right back. So apparently this was called Muppet's Courtyard until 2017, at which point they removed a bunch of the Muppet statues, only leaving Miss Piggy. I guess there used to be a hot air balloon and some of those things, and now it's just called Grand Avenue, which is boring. But I think I'll just write Grand Avenue right here, and then I'll journal about going to see Muppet 3D, and I wonder if I need something in these little corners. I don't know what. You guys know me. I like to, you know, fill in all the gaps. But, oh, what color sticker letters? Wish I had light pink. I think pink would be good. I guess I could color them. It's a lot of coloring. Looks like I've colored some already. Grand Avenue. G R A N. Don't have enough to write it in all caps, but I think I have enough to write it in upper and lower case. And I really would like to do it in something close to this color or this pink color. So I have this purple shimmer that I used on these letters, and it's close, but it's a little purple. And I pulled out every pink pen that I have. I'm gonna come down here to these numbers, which I don't anticipate using. That could work. This one I think is too dark. Yeah. Yeah, I do have a whole lot of these pens. I have this drawer full of pens. I think I've showed it to you before. I've got this blue shimmer. I wonder what color that turns out to be. Blue. It's teal. That's wrong. That's, I guess, the problem is when you're trying to match colors that were limited with colors that, oh, purple. Maybe I should use white letters. Haha. Let's see what color the blue. That's a little too blue. The purple. You know, it might be the purple. It's a little too purple, but it's close. This is our other metallic purple. That's way too dark. This is the pink I used already. This is another purple. Kind of a pastel purple. I don't think that's right. The same purple, yeah. This is also kind of a pastel purple, but it's lighter. Look at that. That's this periwinkle. Okay, it's this one. It's a little bit light, but I think it's going to work. But that means I'm going to have to color all these darn sticker letters. So I will do that, and then I will let them dry a little bit, and I'll be back. Okay, my stickers are drying, but what I noticed with this one is because the color's really light, it actually almost did its own outline. It kind of sank down into the cutout line. I'm liking that. I'm hoping that will mean I don't have to trace around these letters, even though they're light. So now while that's drying, I'm going to put Grand Avenue up here. And then I think I'm going to journal right here in this section. I'll probably just do it on white cardstock again. All right, so here's my ruler. And I'm going to want to leave a 1/4 inch. So I think this can be 1 1/4 inches wide by right about 5 inches. I'll do a little bit longer than 5 just to see. All right, I need to cut off. Oh, I think I want to have it be a little bit shorter here. So I need to cut off about whatever that mark is that I just made with my thumbnail, which I don't know if you can see. And actually, I can't see it. There, I can see it if I change the angle. Oh, 4 3/4. Look at that. Okay. I don't think I want to write with this light pen. Will it be dark enough? I don't think it will. Too light. This one, will this one be too dark? Oh, that's all right. That one's okay, that purple. All right, so I'll journal, wait for those to dry, stick those down, and I think I might be done, although I'm still kind of pondering about these corners. So I ended up, of course, needing more journaling than I had originally allotted. I said that this area used to be called Muppet Courtyard, but now it's Boring Grand Avenue. And then this one I said we were hoping for some Muppet magic in this photo. Kind of surprised it was Tink in this part of the park. So hopefully I don't sound too disappointed by that. Now we're going to just trim this guy down. Always make sure you hold this plastic piece down to keep things from sliding. All right, so we'll put this up here. And this down here. Yes, for balance, I'll put it down here. Probably the least important part of my journaling. I do find it interesting that we're not wearing our ponchos in this one, but look, Katie's holding her poncho. So obviously we've had our ponchos out. All right, I think these are dry. They don't look, well, they look a little bit shiny, but let's see if we can get them out anyway. And I think I do want them straight, so we'll use the ruler. All right, I'm going to use my multi-purpose tool to try and keep my fingers off this as much as I can. Oh, look, the outlines did stay on there, so it gave it a little bit of an outline. I don't know if it's quite enough, but we'll try it. It's a little bit light. All right, let me get these stuck down. I'll be back. I think we are done. I did come back and add another little bit of journaling, and after I got these ABC stickers stuck down, I felt like they were getting lost, so I did trace around them with the pink pen. Maybe not the best choice. I kind of wish I would have used the purple, but I don't know if it would have showed up. So it's on the screen. To me, it's looking a little like the colors don't go as well, but in real life, I like it. I'm very pleased that I was able to use some very old papers and mixed new papers. This is that Terra Green just from this year, and then this is from, you know, however many years ago, and, you know, mix and match papers from a couple different packs. Part of me really feels like it needs something else. Like I feel like I need to be putting something in these empty corners, but I'm not going to. Mostly because I don't know what to put in there. Down the line, I may think of something that works. Maybe I'll find some Muppet stickers in my stash. Although I don't know where they would be. But if not, I think this is enough. And I get caught up in the scrapbooking part of it and forget that what I care about is the photos and the story. And I think that this one, even though it's busy, has a lot going on, then what you notice when you look at this right first is the photos and then hopefully the journaling. So it did its job. So episode 56, we are into November. And I'm going to keep going until we're done with this album for sure, and then probably keep going after that. So join me next week, Wednesday, I guess, will be Savvy Scrapbookers. And then I'll be back again on Thursday with another edition of Theme Park Thursday. And who knows when I'll be back with a new product preview. But stick around. Thanks for being loyal viewers of my channel. I sure appreciate you and appreciate your comments and your likes, and hope that you will subscribe to my channel so that we can visit here on another Theme Park Thursday very soon. Thanks a lot and happy scrapbooking.